Welcome. On behalf of the Global Trade Chamber members and friends, we're here to help you connect. Is that a good idea? Yes. And I've been working down here in South Florida for about 20 years, running or sitting on boards or starting organizations, helping companies connect. So we've been in the chamber world for about 20 years. Some of you aren't even old enough to know what that is, right? So we found out in the many years of doing networking and chambers that the world has changed completely. 20 years ago, you could put up a sign or put an ad, and people would call you and you'd have clients, right? Yeah. And that was because this area was growing faster than any place in the country about 20 years ago. Now, everything's built out, so your ability to draw clients from the conventional methods is not there anymore. Because people no longer are reading ads. I mean, I don't read any mail like that. They're not reading the newspaper, very few people. The last place I go to find a real dependable, trustworthy lawyer would be a newspaper ad, right? So the world has changed. And the problem in South Florida is that we have so many organizations in the Tri-County area. For you to connect for each organization, there's about 100 at least. So how can a small or medium-sized enterprise join 100 organizations just to find potential clients? Now, Lawrence came in the other day, and I used to say, unless you're a big multinational company, you have to go out and knock on doors and meet people face to face. But we have Toshiba, corporate, and he has to go out knocking on doors himself face to face, even though it's a multinational company. So even for the big companies like HSBC, the bank, they still need to make that personal face-to-face contact to find clients. So the world has changed, but many of our businesses haven't. So they still think that they can put an ad or do something on the internet and get people to call them. And it's not working too well. So we're back to the old days, that is, go meet somebody, shake their hand, and build a relationship. What a concept, huh? Imagine that. Do you think that works? Yeah. It's the best way to get clients. And we're here to try and give you some ideas from our many years in business of what has worked for us and what we never changed the way we've done business as an organization. We always felt that building that personal relationship is the key to building a solid business. Because what happens with a good relationship? They come back, and they're going to send you referrals. Real simple. So this is what we're going to talk about today. How do we have some ideas that we're all going to share, because this is very interactive, to help each other grow. It's not just about us, it's about all of us. So we're going to talk about business networking. Successful networking is building long-term relationships based on trust. A lot of people in South Florida forget the last word. That's horrible. And even in Miami, which is such a wonderful, ethical place, there's still some people that are not very ethical. So it's a challenge in South Florida to find people you can trust, and they're going to take care of you instead of themselves. So you go to a wonderful place like Office Depot. So get good service, get good prices, and often they have coupons. So you know you can trust Office Depot because they are the place to go for your office supplies. When you try to go online, and you don't know what you're going to get when you get the package. So it's very, very difficult. You still need to go somewhere physically. I don't care about the internet for some things. Well, I was looking for something yesterday. I said, no way am I going to buy it on the internet. I don't know what I'm going to get. So it's still that face-to-face is huge. And your people at the stores have got to make people feel welcome. Because if I don't feel comfortable, I'm going to go somewhere else. So you have to exceed their expectations every day. So let's talk about networking. Wow, it works. Success, in our experience, and we've been around for a few years, is relationships. Nothing more. You can't see it?
I sure can.
Why don't you come closer? There's a fix for everything in life. Yeah, come with us, with the family. We treat you like family, Miss Sharon. So, I'm going to tell you what's here anyway, so you don't have to worry about seeing too much. Long-term relationships based on trust is the key to success. And it's also about mutual benefit. When you have a client, you're not just looking out for what you want to give them as a service or a product, you look out for what's best for them, right? Mm-hmm. And what do most people do? They try to sell you what they think you need, and then you end up unhappy, and they're unhappy. So if you're selling a house, you're not going to put them in a $3 million condo if the budget is $300,000. But this happens all the time. The people are not qualifying the client to see what's the best thing they need. And that's a key to everything. Okay. I'm just going to talk in general, just giving you general ideas. Next, my lovely assistant, Mr. Richard, give me a hand. Richard is our official videographer and photographer for the Global Trade Chamber. Ms. Joan, come over here so you can be part of my family here, my close-knit family. I want to welcome Ms. Joanne from HSBC Bank.
Thank you, Charlie.
Another trustee of the chamber. She's been with us for years, and we've known each other longer than we want to admit.
That's right.
So she's a vice president for HSBC Bank, which is not that I like HSBC Bank, but it's all about the relationships that they build with the clients. And since we're a global organization, it is essential for us to have a bank that has a global presence and understand that global client. That's why HSBC is our official bank. Our official immigration, our official bank. So that's how we build this thing. Now we have the opportunity to first be better at what you do. You think that's a foundation? How can you improve? So I'd say constantly evaluate yourself. People are not constantly reviewing what they're doing to see how they can improve. They do the same thing all the time and they expect different results. And that doesn't work. So unless, come on in, our CEO is here, Ms. Maria Rene. Bravo, come in. Don't be shy.
Morning.
There's a seat here for you. All right. You have to evaluate yourself and your company because there are companies that constantly have to be changing to keep up with the market. Maybe your company has to constantly change because you don't know what the client's going to need next month. There's a new product, new software, new printer that needs new ink. So your company has, Office Depot, constantly has to be ahead of what the client needs. So we're here strictly to give you some basic ideas and information to help you succeed. You need to do a lot of grassroots marketing. This is what it's all about. Here we're meeting new friends, right? New contacts, new relationship. And the beauty of this group is these are all very experienced, successful people, or you wouldn't be here. Because we're very selective of the people that we associate with. And Reggie not only has this incredible company that's wealth and health and wealth, right? But he also has the best body shop in Fort Lauderdale. It's actually my body shop. So I only go to Reggie because I don't trust anybody else with my car, and you know how I am with my car. I don't want anybody touching my car, but this is the relationship that I built over the years, and Mo is strictly my real estate guy for years and years, and now you're my official Toshiba guy. So we're building a network of people that we trust and are going to be there for years for us, and that's how we build this thing. You need to attend programs like this that are not only going to give you ideas and information, but also going to motivate and inspire to maybe try something a little bit different, right? Would that help you?
Yeah.
And explore ways to develop global markets. Mr. Wan, you're international trade, right?
Yes.
And you've been in it for how long?
15 years.
And you do seafood import and export from China?
Yeah. Also import from the island.
Wonderful.
Island, South Central America. And then we are wholesaling in the U.S. And half of the seafood we export to China.
So your world is not only your local market. Toshiba, when they started, I'm sure they weren't thinking of conquering the world, right? Now they're everywhere. It's a brand name, but you have to think of what you started with your hair product locally, then it took off national, and then you came to us to help you explore international markets. But that is the natural progression that you have to have in business. You have to look at a bigger geographical area in other communities. This is the most multicultural part of the country. Would you agree?
Yes.
I mean, Mongolia, I met somebody from Mongolia in South Florida. So the world's coming to South Florida. And we are building a Chinatown in South Florida. It's approved. So we're involved in that. And we're meeting the mayor of the city tomorrow that's bringing the Chinatown to Florida. So you're going to have access to the world because everybody wants to come to South Florida. Next. This is Mei Lee, our executive assistant, and helps us with a lot of the events with Richard, so they're a tremendous team that we have here. First question I want to ask you, ask yourselves for 2 minutes, why am I in business? Just think about it for a minute, then give me a couple of hands. Why are you in business? To make money.
I'm in business for, not just for the money aspect, but everybody here is for the money aspect, right?
Not necessarily.
You know, but I think for me, it has to do with our community, the way that we think about, you know, generational wealth, how we think about protecting our kids, you know, our families, you know. I just lost my grandmother about in December.
Right.
And if it wasn't for certain things that was in place, my family would be in a lot of trouble.
Exactly.
So,
it's for the community.
it's for the community.
Good. Any other?
I want to help people.
That's a good thing.
That's what I say, I'm in business to make a difference.
That's
My
a-
latest book, Raising Race Consciousness, Healing Racism, Sexism, and Other Isms,
Wonderful.
went #1 on Kindle in its category, and I feel that what I do is here to help shift the world. That's why I do what I do.
Wonderful. Okay, one more.
Just to expand on some of these points, I'm a career guy in the market research business. I've transitioned, and now there's something that I've always wanted to do would be in the energy field, and the energy field is solar, which hopefully can make a difference in the environment.
Yeah.
It will. So what I want you to do is think about the reason why you're in business, because that impacts the way you succeed. Because if you have the wrong motivation to be in business, you're not going to succeed. So next, this is why I feel people should be in business. To serve. Very simple. My function in life is, how do I serve? If you serve your clients well, do you agree that if you serve your clients well, you're going to have long-term success? If you serve your staff well, you think you're going to have long-term success? Your vendors, because if your vendors are not happy, they're not going to give you good products at a good price, and Home Depot would be out of business, right? All these big chain stores, unless you are serving your vendors and they depend on vendors, you're not going to be successful. So it's a win-win, and the community. You have got to serve your community and make a positive impact to succeed in business. So that's my key to success. The foundation for success is you have to serve well. And if you don't serve well, you're not going to do anything. Everybody agree with this, or anybody that does not agree with this? Because the door's right there if you don't agree with it. Sorry. Do you think I'm a little aggressive? Okay. So loyalty is key to doing a good job for your clients. Next, my lovely assistant, Mr. Richard. Why we're going to discuss some simple. I'm going to email you the presentation later. We're going to discuss some simple things. Why network, right? It's important. The how, the where, and then you have to value your time. Got it? Okay. So, next. Why network? Good morning. Good afternoon. This was breakfast, not lunch. I'm very shy. You have to be patient. Be patient with me. Okay, according to the dictionary, this is the definition of networking. I want you to look it up. I'm not going to get into this. So see what the dictionary says about network. Next. Prospecting. The way to get clients is by prospecting. Prospecting is how you find potential clients. It's like digging for gold. I called it prospector, right? But until you start digging, you're not going to find the gold nuggets. The same thing in business. You have got to prospect to succeed in business, finding people to give them services to help them when they're sick or ill or they need something financial. So the way you do it is you find people that you can build a relationship based on trust. They can be long-term repeat customers because that is crucial. You know real estate, how that is. And that the car business, the repeat and referral customers are the key to your long-term success. Agreed? So often it's the first part of the process of building a client base. Next. Why network? To succeed personally and professionally. Because if you are networking well and building relationships, you're going to have people that are going to help you in every area of your life. When I need a roofer, I call my friends and see who they can refer. I do not look for anybody anywhere. If I need a body shop, I had somebody tell me this was the best body shop in town. So you personally, I'm looking for a roofer right now, and I'm still having a hard time finding a good. But that's the thing, is you have to connect with people. If you're between jobs, the best way to find a job is what? By a referral. So personally, your networking abilities and relationships are going to help you not only in your business, but also in your personal life. And it's all about mutual beneficial relationships. So Reggie fixes my car, and I send them more clients. Is that a good thing? Yeah. You do my hair, and I'll send them more. No? It's not curly enough? All right, I'm working on it, but it's not working. All right, you want to have a good, happy life, and the way you do it is by having satisfaction from helping people. Do you agree? If you have a great, happy client in immigration, they got their visa, now they're moving here, so that give you incredible satisfaction? That's how you live, day to day, instead of going to bed thinking, oh, God, I took his money and I haven't done anything for my client. So you have a nice, happy, peaceful life. And to find money to fund the project. It's extremely difficult right now to get loans for business. And I think you know that?
Yep, not an easy task.
It's not an easy task. So a lot of the people that get funding for the businesses through people they know and trust and are willing to invest in the business. So the relationships are crucial to many areas of your life. Everybody agree? Okay, next. Now, meeting powerful people is extremely important because if you know a commissioner, if you know a consul general, they're going to open opportunities for you, referring you and introducing you to other people. So it's very important to be connected. Is that it? Powerful and influential people, right? So I have Maria Rene, our CEO. She's my powerful and influential person. To move up in your company, you think that if you're not in your own business, that if you work with somebody, you don't apply this. Wrong. No matter where you are, if you work for somebody, you still have to use the same principles. Because if you make your company successful and apply all these principles to your job, guess what? You're going to move up in the company. How did Joanne become vice president? She exceeded at every job she's had since Citibank, now HSBC, but she has taken that principle of doing more than is expected of her job, and now she's a very successful banker.
Thank you.
That was not a commercial.
My review at the end of the year.
To find employment. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. And you need to be mentored all the time, don't you agree? Yes. You never know everything. It's impossible. I need to meet people that are going to give me information and feed me and motivate me all the time. Oh, there's another couple for the lunch. It was a breakfast, but that's okay. So there's one chair here, and you can pull up a chair over there. And to meet people that you can mentor, because we as an organization mentor students here. We have a mentoring program, and we get students from colleges as far as Boston College we have had in Mexico. They've sent us interns. So we'd love to mentor people because that's the future generation. So if we give, we're always going to receive. Next. Why network? People want to do business with somebody they like and trust. That is the most basic and fundamental reason people want to do business with you. If I meet somebody and I'm not comfortable, Maria, I talk about this all the time. I don't feel good about this person, we're not going to do business with them. That's just a basic policy we develop. And you have that sixth sense, right? That you feel, no, And Maria says that to me all the time. I don't feel good. So I know from her eyes that I don't want to work with this person. But she keeps me in check. Behind every great woman, there's a great man. So I'm trying to keep up with Maria. So bad. Okay. I know. I'm surrounded by powerful women. It's not easy. The most cost-effective way to promote your product or service, because it's extremely expensive to advertise. Even Toshiba has to send people out on the street knocking on doors because it's so expensive to advertise. I never realized that. It's amazing. So thinking of that, then you have to find the most inexpensive way to connect, right? So you have to do it through organizations and opportunities to meet people face to face, because your network is going to bring you more clients. And friends, I mean, most of my friends are my members and my clients. I don't have time for social, because my life, Mo and I went up to, where were we, Chesperita or something? Chesperita, to look at some beautiful land there. So we had a great Saturday. We had coffee, but it's friendship. Then we had lunch. He took me to lunch. Thank you, Mo. I don't turn down a lunch. But that's what we do. We build loyalty. And Maria and I have been partners and friends for 10 years. So this is what it's about. And Joanne, we go way back. We don't want to say hello. All right, so let's move yet. Next. Let me tell you the importance of networking and building relationships. 79% of jobs are through a personal connection. Think about that number. 79% of the jobs you get are from somebody that knows you or you know. Or the 15% is from a third-party referral. So I called Mo, then he calls his friend, he says, oh yeah, I need somebody. So look at the percentage of advertising. 3% of people find jobs through advertising. And in-house recruiting, which is where you get a resume, people get 100 resumes, and most of the time they never get to them because somebody referred somebody to them. And that happens constantly. So you have to see the value in numbers of the importance of networking. Make sense? Yes. Thank you. Next. Okay. What is some of the things that people that go out and network do wrong?
They're not ready.
They're not ready to network because they didn't prepare.
They don't have business cards.
They don't, I've seen that. I go to an event and they don't have business cards. I give people a referral and they don't follow up on my referral. They don't look bad. I look bad. And that's a big problem with people not following up. We talked about attorneys that don't follow up. It's another story. You need to have the attitude that how can I help you when you meet people? It's not what I sell, because people come up to me all the time and tell me, I sell life insurance. I said, okay, I don't need life insurance. So you think they started off on a good foot with me? Not with me. No, I have no patience. So I'm going to ask my lovely assistant to come up for a minute. Give her a hand. I'm going to give you an example of how not to network, okay? So I'm the person that's coming up to you at a networking event, and I do this to you. Hi, I'm Al. I sell life insurance. What's your name?
Rhonda.
Are you already turned off by me?
Yeah, I am.
Is it the mustache? Some people don't like mustaches. Now let me tell you how I come up to people. Hi, I'm Al. What's your name?
Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda. What do you do?
I am in the hair care industry.
Wow, tell me more. That's
Well,
interesting.
what we do is we have a product line that takes care of curly hair.
And what if I don't have curly hair?
Oh, we can service it.
Oh, you have. I think I have people that could help you.
Oh, really?
Do you have a card?
Yes. You good if I have your phone?
Oh, yeah, let me give you my card.
All right, see?
I'm going to give you a contact in the next week and see how I can introduce you to some people that could use your product. That's fantastic.
All right, awesome. I appreciate it.
Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
Did I talk about me?
No.
About my company, my business?
Nope.
That is exactly how people should network, but most people do not. So that's how you approach somebody. First impression is everything, but people don't think. They always come up with a card.
Yeah.
Unless you're giving me a $100 bill, I don't want your card. Thank you. Great job. You have to have a positive attitude. People go into events with a bad night, they're hungover, they had a fight with their wife, and they come in grumpy. Or both. Or both. Oh, I don't want to, because your husband here, I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to talk, I don't want to touch that one. So attitude is everything. If today people are grumpy, you go to expos and you see people sitting behind the table, they're just sitting there like this. Why are you here? Why you spend the hundreds of dollars on a table to irritate me? And usually it's not their money because it's their employer, so they're sitting there wasting somebody else's money. Okay. You have to be enthusiastic. What we lack today in society? Passion. Do you agree that you go everywhere and everybody's just trying to live from day to day and they want
Yeah, absolutely.
So unless you have passion about what you do, and this guy is extremely passionate about what you do. We've known each other for years, and I'm glad you came for our lunch today. But this guy is super excited and super positive, and I love his personality. And you have to be trustworthy. Because if people feel that you're just looking out for you, they're not going to trust you. So you have to see how you can touch their lives in a positive way that they want to do business with you. Next. Okay. God gave us one mouth and 2 ears. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Most people talk twice as much as they listen in sales. Would you agree?
Yes.
They're just running their mouth. They have what is called diarrhea of the mouth. You should talk half of what you listen. So the client should always, or the prospect should always be talking, and you may interject, but mostly by asking questions. So that's how you build a relationship and earn trust. It's by listening more than you talk. You're always networking. I mean, anywhere I go, man, just shut up. Restaurant, shut up. I'll pass out your cards everywhere. Oh my God. So that's what I do. I just build relationships, and I love people, and I want to know what you do, and I ask people, what do you do? So if I'm with a lady, they're not going to say, well, why are you asking me what I do? The ladies. So it's safe to be with a lady, because when I ask a lady what they do, so make sure that you have a lady when you go ask another lady what they do. Be grateful for the time. If people are taking the time to talk to you, a lot of people don't say thank you. If you go to networking and you say, oh, great meeting you, thank you for your time. They don't. So when you show appreciation for their time, it makes a huge difference, huge. And if you enjoy helping people, you're going to be sincerely happy. And that's going to rub off, and people are going to like you more. And you have to work your network. Agreed? Mm-hmm. Any questions so far? Who plays tennis? Okay. My point is that to play any sport, do you think you have to practice?
Yes. Oh,
If you cut hair, do you think you have to practice before you get in somebody's... I always ask the people, how long have you been doing this before you touch my hair? Don't give me any rookies. I don't want to come out with a Mohawk. Oy. So it is extremely important that whatever you do, you practice and perfect your craft. How many people think about that before they go networking? Hi, I'm Al.
I don't know what you meant by how much do you think about that? You may think about.
Think about preparing to network.
Oh.
So you're prepared. What are some of the basic tools for networking?
Well, I failed on one because I don't have.
No business cards.
But I have.
She's a great
flyers.
example. No, that's not the same as a business card.
Obviously, you yelled at me.
I yell at everybody. That's my deal.
And I support that. No,
But
no,
in a loving way, right?
I'm going to let that pass.
I do not keep flyers. Somebody gives me a flyer, it goes in the trash. I want something that I put in my pocket, then we can follow up. So it's much more effective. So I'm trying to help you to bring a business card. Agreed? And people tell me, I have an electronic business card. I said, I don't care because I don't do any electronic business cards. If you don't have a physical card, I'm not going to follow up with you. So there might be an addition to a business card that you have an electronic one, but it not to have a business card, to me, is not effective. Good? The president of the U.S. does not have a business card, but he doesn't need one. So first you have to have confidence when you go somewhere, correct? Because if you feel, you sit there, you don't want to talk to anybody. And it happens. We see people in the networking and they're like, I don't want to talk to anybody. So they don't have confidence. They're not determined to get at least 20 contacts from the event. Is that right? Yes. So determination and altitude. Altitude. So your altitude is how high you feel about life, and that's where your attitude comes from. So you got to be high, happy, and positive. Dress for success. There are different types of events where you don't need to dress up, but you still need to be professional. So some events, you get people that are in jeans and a sport coat, but that's the type of event. So please dress appropriate. Some people always wear a suit, which is fantastic because everybody admires people in suits. I didn't bring my tie because I wanted to be somewhere in the middle. But it's very important that you dress accordingly, and you dress to impress, not to be fashionable. Because if it doesn't fit into the environment, people say, that's your brand. I would never do that, of course. Smile, because a lot of people come up to me and introduce themselves, but there's no smile. So why am I talking to you when I'm smiling and you're not smiling? So be very aware of everything that you're doing when you meet people, because that image is going to be what they remember. Be rested and relaxed, because a lot of people get up at 1 in the morning, go home at 2 in the morning, and then they go networking at 8 in the morning for breakfast, or they don't show up for the breakfast, or they come in for lunch. Present company excluded.
Oh, yeah. Might I just interject one thing? When you said preparation, right? A lot of times whenever you go into a meeting or you're just going just to meet somebody, you don't really prepare, or some people don't really prepare on what to say to the person, you know? So they walk in and they're not really there. They don't really know what.
They're winging it.
Yeah.
They're faking it. Absolutely.
Doing it, right?
Yep.
So I try whenever I'm going into a meeting to make sure that I have a goal for that meeting. You know, make sure that I know specifically what I'm going there for. Make sure I'm not wasting the person's time. You know, and I'm getting to the point. You know, that type of thing.
Absolutely. You have got to prepare. Depending on your business, you're not going to go show a guy a $3 million condo when you know that he needs a $300,000 home. So preparation and making a list of the properties you're going to show him is crucial. You're not going to sell this guy a $75,000 copy when he has a one-person business. It just doesn't make any sense. You're not going to sell somebody an EB5 when they need an L1, correct? So you have to be prepared depending on the situation the client's needs. You have to do homework. Good? Smile, be rested, and professional. And another thing is people are not keeping up with their industry. So when somebody asks them something, I had it happen to me. They don't know what's going on in the industry at that time. And I know because I try to keep up. And the typical of this was the car business. You go in some dealerships to buy a car, and I know more about the car than the salesman. You think I'm going to buy anything from this guy? So that's key to anything. If you don't know how to fix a car, how are you going to help me when I know what my car needs? And I go to my dealer, and he tries to sell me. Last estimate he gave me was $4,000 in things I needed to do to my car. The dealer. And I go to a mechanic, and he does everything for $300. But this is how they get you. So you can't do that to people because they don't come back. It's absurd. Okay, next. Knowledge is power. The more you know, the more power you're going to have. How important is your reputation to succeed in business? Everything. Everything. So build a solid reputation. Honesty. If you don't know something, keep your mouth shut. So a lot of people try to act like they know everything, and then they found out that they didn't know what the heck they were talking about. So you're done. Ethics. Be ethical. Because if you're not ethical, you're going to lose the client. Values. You have to have strong values. If you go to a networking event at night with this liquor, don't get drunk. And it happens. You go to these events and the people are... And this is a business networking event. What do you think no business gets done at cocktail receptions for business organizations? None. You go ahead and start drinking and see who gets drunk. What is that? So I stopped going to those about 20 years ago. I have a bar in my office. I don't need to go there. What? That's an icebreaker. All right. Dependability. This is so important. If you'll tell somebody you're going to call them at 3, don't call them the next day. If you're not going to call them when you say, don't say anything. Happens all the time. Oh, your car's going to be ready today. 3 days later, I don't have my car. How are you going to build a business on that? So very important that you're dependable. If you tell somebody at a networking event, I'm going to call you in 2 days to have lunch, and you don't call them, you know how many people do that to me? Oh, I'm going to call you. And I go like this the next day, they didn't call me. Reliability, you have to be reliable. You have to do a good job. Don't just do an average job, do a great job. You did a great job with this copier. The copier was here when he said, it was working, it was up. I had 0 problems with my Toshiba, so I'm very pleased. That's not common. Professionalism, you have to be professional. You can't just be, yeah, whatever, I'm going to go in there. Professional. Your attitude and your look. Generosity, you have to give. You cannot expect people to buy something from you unless you're willing to give something back. So what do you give back? You give great service, you help them, you try to help them in their business as well. So be generous. Don't just think of yourself. Community service. You have got to be involved in your community. We're involved in everything. I've been in so many boards that I can't even think anymore. But that's how people remember me. I just got appointed to a board of a college. You're one of the places that Maria teaches. So the president asked me to be on the board of trustees of a college. But that's what I do. I try to serve and help people. So in time, it all comes back to you. But now I have to just be selective because I just don't have time. But that's how you serve. How well you serve others determines how well you're going to be served. Next. Okay, your connections are everything. You have got to build a database of connections. Is that a good thing? How many people have a database? That's about 40%. Not a good thing. If you don't have a database, even if it's an Outlook of people that you have in your contacts, it's impossible to keep track of who is going to be your client or your referral source. So you have got to build a database. They're not expensive. You can get some online free. What's a database? You can get marketing tools like Constant Contact. They have a free version. A lot of the MailChimp. So there's free databases that you can get out there for up to a certain number of clients. But to begin with, that's fine. Then you pay a little because you're making more money, right? The idea is that you equip yourself with tools that are going to make you succeed. If you don't have a database, you're dead. The Rolodexes are gone. You can't do that anymore. It's impossible. So your connections are going to connect you to what? Other connections. Make sense? Bless you. Your connections will refer you to other connections. Morning. Your connections will connect you to potential clients, correct? Will connect you to vendors, because I always want to get a better product at a lower price. And Office Depot is the best for pricing for office supplies. So they always have coupons and flyers. So I always look to save money because I'm a small business, correct? So you need to get referrals for people that are going to give you a good product at a low price. And if you're looking for a job, your connections will often help you find a job. If you have a database and you follow up and you build relationships. Does everybody agree? Yeah. Don't forget, 90% of the jobs are by referrals. 10% are from other sources. So unless you're being connected, you're not going to have an easy time finding a job. And employees. It's hard to find trustworthy, reliable employees. Would you agree? Yeah. The biggest problem in business for the small business owners is finding dependable, trustworthy employees that are going to go beyond what they're expected to do. So if you call people, you say, who do you know that can help me? And we had people refer other people to us in the past as well, and it's worked. But referrals is the best way to find employees. Next. Where? Where do we connect? People say, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to find people. The reason you're not finding people is because you're not trying. The Global Trade Chamber, in case you didn't know that's us, in case anybody didn't know, we co-produce or promote 100 events a year. How big is that? Huge. The average organization here in Boston and Dhaka does 10 to 12 events a year. We do about 100 events a year. Is that a good thing for you? Yeah. So what does that do? Every event you have the opportunity to meet new people from all over South Florida, because we're not just networking in one city, one county, or one state. So we are giving you the best opportunity to connect and network locally, nationally, and internationally. Is that a good thing for you? Yes. So we've been doing this for over 10 years. And that's all we do, connect you all the time, everywhere. The problem I had in the past with our organizations is that I see the same people every month. How am I going to grow my business when I come and see the same tired faces every month? Did I say tired faces? But seriously, I mean, it's very hard. And it's about 100 networking groups in South Florida. So how in the world are you going to join 100 networking groups in South Florida, just in the Tri-County area? So it's a challenging time for small business because you don't know where to find new clients, and we can help. We work all over South Florida, all over the U.S., and other countries as well. Right, Maria Rene? So we have a road show we do. It's called Doing Business with the U.S. and Investing in the U.S. So we travel to other countries constantly and make presentations to bring you more clients in South Florida. Is that a good thing for you? Okay. The local chambers of commerce are great if you're a local business and you need exposure. You have a hair salon, so obviously you need to network in your community because people are not going to drive 200 miles to get a haircut, right? Well, for you, yes, because you're special. There's business organizations like BNI and other groups that you see the same group and you do weekly events and you see the same 30 people every month, but that's another way of meeting people. Social organizations, the Lions, the Kiwanis, I've spoken at a number of those, so that's another good organization. Fundraisers, so sometimes there's a blood drive or there's a cancer society event and you meet a lot of business people there because they like to support those. So those things are very good to connect. Nonprofits, there's a lot of organizations, there's churches, there's everything that you need to be involved in, and they always need somebody to provide a service, right? Grand openings, we just did one for tax leave for new franchise. So there's a lot of grand openings. There's one in Pembroke Pines for something. They just sent me an email. So there's always places that you can go and meet business people. Ribbon cuttings, we've done a few of those. Political rallies, I went to a rally with Clinton years ago, and I said, what am I doing here? It's not my thing, politics, but it is a place to meet people that are leaders and seminars, expos, a lot of expos. But all types of, we're involved in all the major expos in South Florida, the franchise expos, the green technology, small business expos, the national expo, so we're involved in all of those. So that's a good place. Seminars in a lot of trade shows. Next. You think there's a few ideas on where to network and meet people? Good. What do you do when you go network? You make eye contact. There are people come up to me and they're looking at the floor and they're shaking my hand. What? My deodorant? So I said, what is wrong with this? So it's very important, be friendly, polite, sincere, and professional. Simple. Smile, I tell you that because I get a lot of people I meet that are not smiling, and it's not, right? Imagine a smiling attorney. Can you imagine it? Or a banker that smiles. That's incredible. Never mind accountants. That's another story. But you have to smile because it breaks the ice and people feel, okay, it might be a nice person. Right, Carlo? Smile? Oh, yeah, that's good. All right, you have to say hello because people are just standing there. You think I'm going to be shy and not come up and say, hi, how are you, Mel? What's your name?
Joanne.
See? But you go to an event and meet people just standing there. We see this for years. It's not how you do business. Maybe you should make tacos, because if you can't network well, don't network. You're taking up my space. Extend your hand, because they're not going to do it most of the time. They're going to stand there and say, oh, here comes this guy. What's going on? So I go up. I don't, hi. See? That's easy. It's easy. It's like that thing. It's easy. Okay. And you say your name first. Hi, I'm Al. What is your name? We just did that, right? So we go and ask them what they do. You see how they can help you. Ask them for the card. And what did she do immediately? Ask me for my card. I did not offer my card. So that approach has been working for me for 20 years. Since I was in diapers. Little laughing out here. All right, so whatever type of business you're in, don't ask him, what do you do? That's, well, what do you mean, what do I do? You ask him, what business are you in? Because a lot of people ask me, what do you do? What do you mean, what do I do? I do a lot of things. I don't tell you what I do. It's true. How many people ask you, what do you do?
Yeah.
What is wrong with these people? Don't ask me what I do. Ask me, what business are you in? So that little thing can make a huge difference in the response from people. Positive talk. I go to events. Ms. Sharon, how many events have we gone to that people are complaining about something, the weather, this client? I don't want to hear that. I hear that all day on the news, negative. Don't talk to me if you're going to say one negative thing, because I'm going to walk away. And people do that. Oh, I had a terrible one. You're trying to impress me? This guy is complaining about his car. If Ray just said that to me, I would have walked out the first time. But people do that. They don't think about it. Or they had a fight with their husband or wife. I have to be politically correct. This guy pissed me off this morning. So what are you telling me? But you don't think how you impact people the first time you met them. They're complaining about the weather. It's raining. So what? Beautiful. We're going to have green grass. What's wrong with it? Positive talk. Make sense?
Yes.
My goal in networking is to spend 3 minutes maximum with a contact. If I'm spending more than that, I'm wasting my time because I'm there to make business. So I do how long did that take? 35 seconds? That's it. And I don't linger talking about everything in the world. It has nothing to do with building a relationship that's going to give me clients and make money from those clients. And they're going to get something in return they're going to be happy with. How many times do you see the same people talking all night? Same two people. So please try to maximize your time because your time is all you have. What is the most valuable thing you have in life?
Health.
Time. Because you can never get it back. Health, it can fix almost anything. People are living 100 years.
I know, I'm going.
So health is not the most important now because the doctors will go fix almost anything, right? So your most important, valuable thing that you could never get back is time. And people don't look at the time as the biggest asset they have. So maximize your time. If I don't leave a networking event with 20 cards minimum, I didn't do my job. Because if I go to an event with less than 20 people, I won't go. I have events that I work out with 100 cards because I have a system and I have a goal and I have an objective. I need to touch 100 people in one day and I do it in certain events where we have a lot of people. So please be very cautious of how you're maximizing your networking. Because if you're not doing your best, you're not going to succeed. You're wasting time. Listen, listen, listen. Like I said earlier, you need to listen twice as much as you talk. Do not have diarrhea of the mouth when you're networking. Because people don't want to hear you. They always want to tell you about themselves, right? If you give somebody the opportunity to talk, they'd love to talk about themselves, about their company. So if you just let them talk, guess what? Nobody does that. Nobody wants to listen to you. So if you do that, you're already better than 90% of the people out there. So just listen to the people. You think if you try to talk to your client as an attorney, international immigration attorney, and you just talk to them, you think they're going to want to do business with you, or you just sit there and listen? The psychologists, all these people sit there and charge thousands of dollars to listen to somebody, and they give them zero solutions. Am I right? And they're there for life because they got them. And they pay them a lot of money just to talk. But they don't ever fix anything. They keep going back for 20 years and they're still not fixed. That's the best job in the world. I'm telling you. You don't fix anything and you get paid by the hour more than a lawyer. What the heck? It's true. It's horrible. Okay, first impression is the only impression. You only have one opportunity to make a good impression. Am I right?
Yes.
Who doesn't agree with that? Because once I like you, I'm going to keep talking to you and get information, and we're going to become friends. Because if you have a relationship, you're going to be clients. But you build a relationship first. So please be very careful about your first impression. Do not turn anybody off because that's a gone opportunity. You only get one chance. Next. The connection. How do you connect? You build rapport. That was easy. Hi, what do you do? The easiest way to build rapport. What is your business? What business are you in? That opens any opportunity to have a conversation. Tell me about your business. Tell me about your company. So that's the best way to build rapport. Don't talk about the weather. Don't talk about all this stuff. Nice shoes, right. But it happens. So be careful how you build rapport. Genuine interest. Did I seem genuine when I asked you what you did and how I could help you? You have to be genuine. You can't just fake that you're trying to get their card and sell them something. Common ground, very important. You have a product and I may have a client. That's common ground, right? I may have somebody who can use your product. So you find common ground. Wow, this guy can help me. So now you have a relationship. Earn their trust. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't try to sell you anything, so I earned your trust in 2 minutes or 30 seconds. Keep your word. That is the most important thing in sales and network. A lot of people do not keep their word. They say, I'm going to call you tomorrow. Learn more about you. They never call. So if you're going to network, keep your word, or keep your mouth shut if you're not going to keep your word. Or I'm going to send you this article. Never hear from the person again. Minimize the small talk and maximize the contact. Make sense? Always tell the truth, because some people are going to tell me, oh, this car goes 160 miles an hour. But I know, because I did my research, it only goes up to 125. So I know the guy is lying to me. People are very educated. And with the internet, you can find out almost anything about anything. So when I meet somebody, if they tell me, caca, I know it. So you're always going to be found out if you're not telling the truth. If you go to a social networking event at night with liquor, don't drink. You're not there to drink. Let the other people make fools of themselves and you maintain your posture, then you go out with your friends and drink. But you're not there to do business. You're not there to just have a happy hour. I mean, why do chambers have happy hours? It's a business organization trying to help you grow a business and you have a happy hour. It's just that never made sense to me. And thank you for the time. Make sense? Any questions so far? Am I on track? Yeah. Does anything I said make sense to you? Yeah. Good. Next. The connection. After you make a contact, write in the back of their card any notes that you need. We don't remember after we collect 20 cards who said what and what we said we would do. Write it. My cards, I went to the mate finish so people can write on them. But the shiny ones I used to have, people couldn't write. Okay? Write on the back of the card because there's always a note. Oh, this guy likes golf. Let me send him an article. What I do is, if I like somebody I need to follow up, I bend the corner. So it goes in my pocket with the rest of the cards, and there's people that I don't want anything to do with. So that card goes in the trash before I leave the place. So don't mix all the cards. Have a system. This guy needs to call, and this guy said he would call me. So you have a system. And then you go back to your office the next day and put in your database. Who said we need a database? Everybody needs a database. If you're not putting every single card you collect in the database, you're not doing a good job. You're failing. So bend the corner. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Went to an event it's called the Small Business Expo. It's a national expo that goes all over the country, the major cities, and we always have a booth there because we're promoters. This year we had 4,000 people in one day attend. We're going to find an event like that. Now, how many cards do you think I collected? A bowl full. You think if I didn't do something or write something, I was going to remember all these people I talked to? Have a system. That's all. Real simple. Fix my back. Am I flying off? It's my cape. Set up a database is absolutely essential. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I started with Outlook because I didn't have money for a database. So I started with Outlook, and you can put a database in Outlook. You make notes, and you follow up. Input context into, I have the card reader, so I have my card scanned. We do that all the time, every event. They go into constant contact, and they get emails several times a week about events. Follow up.
Do you need a special card scanner to work with constant contact, or anyone who's working?
No. The card scan is a program and a machine that you put the information in. Then you take the information and turn it into an Excel that's imported into any database like constant contact.
I want to follow up on that. So the card scan, will it import into Excel?
You have to do it, but it will put it into an Excel sheet that you can import into constant contact or any other database manager.
It will put it into an Excel sheet?
Yes, it will. It will convert into Excel.
Do you have a recommendation for what those kind of card scanners to get?
We have
What?
Office people, the best office supply in the world. So see her after the meeting. She'll recommend a card reader for you. Good? And follow up. Okay? If you don't talk to her before she leaves, then you're done. Nobody's going to help you better than her. She knows everything about every card reader there is. Follow up? I'm here to serve you because you're sweet and nice. Got it? Next. Follow up. Please follow up. Even if you don't know if there's a benefit of building a relationship, send them an email. A lot of neighborhood events, if you have children, there's a lot of baseball games, parents' night, whatever it is. Property associations, If you're on the board of the condo commandos, you meet people there because everybody has a business or work for somebody, they're potential clients, right? Home boat shows, those are great because there's so many people and they all have booths and they're selling something. So you might be able to sell them your product or use theirs. Art fairs, you go out and people are casual, walking around, talk, oh, hi, how are you? Nice painting. Oh, what business are you in? Anywhere. Don't get in an elevator with me because you're not going to get out until I get your business card. It's not going to happen. School open houses, I have 5 kids, so I've been through that a couple of times. Business event calendars. I know the Miami Herald and the Sun Sentinel used to publish a business event calendar. I don't have time anymore to look at those, but if they're still there, that's a great place to find out what's going on in the business community. But you can also do a search for business events in a certain city. When I travel to another city, I check the Eventbrite, and it gives me events there. So every trip, and I do this all the time, it becomes a write-off because you attended a business event in that city. Yes. So when you go to Chicago to visit your friends and have beer in Chicago, you went to a business event, right? So I do that all the time. Yes?
I have a question to ask that I'm a little embarrassed about. I'm going to ask this. I'm not someone who likes the clerical end of stuff to be done. I will say that straight up. I love what I do, that part not so much. I have a bazillion business cards from many different events over the past number of years. Some of the people I remember, some I do not.
It's impossible to remember.
I beg your pardon?
It's impossible to remember everybody. It's
Well,
impossible.
and I have a lot.
You do?
So, in your expert opinion, is it in my best interest to keep all this stuff?
Here's what I recommend.
Thank you.
You need to get a high school student, pay him the minimum wage, and have him input the stuff into a database.
So I should do that.
I have 10,000 cards, and none of them, unless they physically died, have gone off my database, or they pissed me off. That's the only 2 times they go off my database.
We're the sponsor of the Stoneman Douglas DECA Club, which is the business club at Stoneman Douglas High School. There are several students that are going into their senior year that need internships for the summer. That's exactly what they do. I have to pay them at least minimum wage, but you sign up
It's a win-win.
for 150 hours, then definitely any way you can help Douglas, we would appreciate it.
Do you have a phone number?
See, another person to see before you leave. So you're getting everything here. What a life. I love America. Got
I
it?
didn't even bring a business.
And you didn't bring a business card. Wait till next time. Next time she'll be the first one with a business card. I can get you 1,000 business cards for $25 double-sided color.
Is it on the 100% post-consumer recycled paper?
That's about $100. I have no idea. Talk to my printer. Okay, business event calendar, professional organizations, attorneys. Attorneys are great referral sources because their clients usually need something. So that's a very important. Accountants, their clients need things. They need a banker. I mean, it's a win-win constantly. They need life insurance. Next. So there are endless opportunities to network and build your database. Multicultural network. Now we get into how do you expand your business to the world. And we talked about the importance of that, right? There are several aspects to international trade, okay, and international business. The first one is that approximately 40% of the business owners here in Dade and Broward are foreign nationals that live here and own a business. Did you know that? They estimate that about 40% of our business owners are from other countries. So unless you're networking in the multicultural community in South Florida, you're missing out on about 40% of the businesses. Am I true? Sure. Bangladesh owns over 200 businesses in South Florida. The community of Bangladesh. Did you know that? You think there's money there for you if you're selling something? Mm-hmm. You think it's money for attorneys if they network in the Bangladesh community? Absolutely. So every nationality owns businesses here. So international business is not just doing business across the world, it's doing business in your own backyard with the multicultural community. Important? Then, if you have a product like Hyper Care, the best product in the world for curly hair, the reason they came to the Global Trade Chamber is because they wanted to expand globally. And we've been working with them, and that's how we help them. You don't know if somebody's going to need your service in another country. Mo has a project now that he's looking for foreign people to come and buy his real estate project. So without even traveling somewhere, you can find clients to come here. And you, of course, are all time doing international trade with seafood. So that's fantastic. So the world is open to everything. Attorney, you think you need to network with people from all over the world to build your immigration firm? That's how we build things. And your products are global. You're already expanding globally. So there's and of course, the bank is a global bank. And they're all over the world. Mo, have a great day. Thank you for coming. So this is what we do. What we do, we're on schedule. So we have to make sure that we explore opportunities. Over 90% of the world's consumers are outside of the US. So everybody that just thinks about coming here to do business, they're missing out on a massive opportunity. Would you agree? Okay. So the Global Trade Chamber, have you heard of the Global Trade Chamber, anybody? We do events in South Florida. We've been connecting the multicultural community in South Florida for over 10 years. We work with the consulates, the trade offices, Broward County government, the state of Florida, and the federal government to connect the multicultural community. So we've been doing this for a long time. So we connect you locally because we do events all over South Florida. We do events in Tampa. We do events in Orlando. We had an event in Boston and Chicago. We're going to do a conference in Toronto in September. We're doing another seminar in Panama this year. We're going to Peru. We might go to Colombia. So we're literally taking you to other countries if you want to expand to those countries. Is that good for you?
Yeah.
So we have the opportunity for you to go there, or we also bring missions, trade missions from other countries on a regular basis. We have a mission coming in from China with the chamber in China. That's coming up soon. We have a mission from Guatemala, I believe, another one from Bolivia. So we're constantly introducing you to people. We just had a mission from Belize. We had an event for Africa. So you can connect to the world here without traveling. But if you wish to travel, we do trade missions and events in other parts of the world all the time. So we can connect you locally, nationally, or globally. Who does that in this country? Anybody that you know? That's why we are the only one that does what we do. There's binational chambers. There's about 60 of them. The reason they can help is that they network their communities here in South Florida. They're not big chambers because it's maybe 300 members, like the Brazilian American Chamber. The China Chamber, there's about 3 of them, and each of them has maybe, I don't know how many members. But there's about 60 binational chambers from many countries, Colombia, Latin America, all over. So the binational chambers are crucial for you to connect to the multicultural community here. And there's international trade organizations like Enterprise Florida is the economic development division of the state of Florida, and they're in charge of international development for the state. And the chair of that is the governor of the state. So they do a lot of trade missions inbound and outbound with the federal government and the Broward County. So there's a lot of opportunities to connect through those international organizations. We have incoming trade missions, and we do also do a lot of international events at the colleges because they attract international students. We've done things at Broward College. We're going to do an event with FIU in North Miami. So we're always involved with universities here and other countries. There's festivals all the time. We just had the Puerto Rican festival, right? Well, Puerto Rican and Latin American, they had like 4,000 people in one day. And now there's a Caribbean festival coming up. They asked us to promote. It's just too much. But there's endless opportunities to meet people from other parts. Unless you're married for somebody from Bangladesh, the chances of you doing business with them are pretty close to zero because they don't integrate into the community. They all keep them. But if you go to all the events that we do, you meet people from almost every country all the time. International trade shows. There's a festival from Colombia coming up that we're sponsoring. And international publications. There's a magazine from Brazil. And the consulates also have open houses and events. We've gone through several. In online networking, our social media girl's not here today, Diana. So we have an in-house social media expert that she gets us all over the social media. Very important that you're, Diana, so? Good, okay, so we do a lot of they do a lot of posting on Facebook Live and all this, they handle all that. But you need to be on social media, and you have to be effective, otherwise you're missing out on opportunities. Facebook is good, but the best one is LinkedIn for business. Who's heard of LinkedIn? Who has a profile on LinkedIn? Okay. You need to work that profile because right now it is the most cost-effective and best tool to connect you locally, nationally, and globally. If you work LinkedIn well, it's your best source of referrals, services, and activities. I've been with LinkedIn since it started.
I believe there's also a way for you to, once you have your LinkedIn set up, it will actually link to Facebook. So your information will go directly to your Facebook.
Yeah, when you do an article on LinkedIn, you can post it on Facebook. I do it. Yeah. So you have to understand how to use LinkedIn, but you have to spend time in it, like everything else, like building a database. You have to take the time to do it. Give me an idea how many contacts you have on your LinkedIn.
3,500.
3,500? 5,000? Oh, you just started with Office Depot? Oh, LinkedIn. Okay. I'm glad you came. Okay, 5,000 the most? Yeah. My LinkedIn is 23,000 contacts worldwide. And I work it every day. I get up at 5 and I send happy birthday. Whenever I travel to another country, I meet people in the country that I set a meeting through LinkedIn. And I've been doing this for 10 years. 23,000 contacts. But you have to work as like anything else. So it's networking. You have to network everywhere you have an opportunity to network.
I have a question about LinkedIn.
Yes.
Do you just do the free account or do you do the paid?
I do the paid one. It's like $45 a month. But if I get one,
I'm not too familiar with it. I'm on it.
no, there's ways that you can learn how to use it. So we help you with it. And you have to be selective on who you invite as your friend. Because people are garbage. I mean, somebody sent me an invitation and they sell tacos in Mexico. I'm like, so really, there's things that, and that's how much just like massage parlors. I don't know. Just be careful you put in your link. Seriously, I did all this.
Taco event coming up.
Oh, yeah, we have a taco event. And Facebook I use because people go there and visit. I maxed out 5,000 contacts on Facebook. But I'm also very selective, and I'm always deleting people that put stuff I hate. Boom, boom, block, block, block. So be selective. Blogs, that's what you would learn. In chat rooms, you need that from her social media. Diana, she had a seminar here already, but we're going to do another one because she's an expert at social media. Business directories, I have directories from several chambers in other countries. So I have national chamber directories of their members here in my office. They could be rented for a fee.
By the hour?
By the minute. And there's other ways, but you're going to learn more about online networking through Diana's conference. So this is, next. This is one thing that you have to think about and remember it all the time. There's more power in who knows you than who you know. Think about it, because most people want to have everybody out there, everybody's name. They know everybody. But how many people are going to remember them? How many people actually know and remember you? The only reason I have a mustache is because people say, oh, the guy with the mustache. But it's people remember you. If you make an impression and you do something positive for them, so your success is not based on how many people you know, it's how many people actually know and remember you. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So your impact in your community, your society, and other business will have people remember you and want to do business with you. So it's how many people know and remember you. And that's all we have today. Thank you. Okay, who had the 5,000 people on LinkedIn? CD, networking CD. That's a $347 value. The what? Yeah, we're going to do a drawing for 2 of these. If you send us an email, I will give you access to the PowerPoint. After you join the chamber, of course. Why are you laughing? We help you, you help me, right? We're growing fast. We're the only organization in the United States that has its own trade center like the World Trade Center. We're the only organization in the United States or anywhere that connects you to the local, national, and international market. So we're here to help you connect, and that's all you need right now. And new people every time you come to an event.
I would like to know what is required to join.
My lovely assistants will give you all that. We also have virtual offices if you are working from home. I tell you, do not. Can you come and take the card, draw a card?
One of those? Thank you, sir.
Who didn't put their card in? We're going to have a drawing for a free breakfast. Oh, we already had free breakfast. Sorry.
Eduardo Blumenfeld. One.
Oh, Mr. One, welcome. You already got a CD. We're going to give you another gift. We'll give you another gift.
Thank you.
So we'll do one more. So the one already got one. Yeah, Hydro Haircut.
Jordana Foster.
Whoa, wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, 2 minutes and you can go eat some more. We give you the opportunity to start a business through our incubator. So we have virtual offices. We have what is called co-working space that you have access to a desk for a certain time for the month in the conference room. Look at the facility before you leave. We have a conference room. This is a multi-purpose room. We do seminars here all the time with 30 chairs and a projector. We also have our Christmas parties. We do all types of events in this room. So you also can use this for your meetings, for your sales meetings, for your training, or for client presentation. So we do that. We have all the resources you need to start a business. We have bankers, accountants, attorneys, every resource you need to start and grow a business. And we help you grow internationally. We have access to international shipping, everything that you need to explore new markets. Consultants, we work in partnership with Broward County government on all international trade for 10 years. So everything involved in international trade with the county and the state, we're involved with. So you have access to those activities as well. Now Dade County is calling us to help them with another project. So now we're expanding again to Dade, which is where we started. So we're constantly connecting you all over South Florida. We have memberships, we have trustees like HSBC, Ms. Joanne, a trustee. The best immigration attorneys in the country are here as trustees. We have our incredible products from Asia that you're going to learn about. They're also a trustee. We have the Toshibas, a trustee. These are people that have committed at a different level because they want to have an impact on you and on the organization. So we have a number of others. Have you heard of Copa Airlines? Yeah. It's on our board of trustees for 4 years, our official airline and our sponsor of many events. So we not only have local people, but we have major global organizations like HSBC, Copa, et cetera. So we're here to connect you and help you, and a lot of mentoring. We help you all the time with advice. So if you please don't leave without taking at least 5 business cards and follow up with them, build a relationship, and you come back next week with a guest, and we just keep growing. Thank you.